Hello, friends. Today's topic is about Worst Date Part 2. Let's rant.
Story time about the worst date that I ever been on that I literally thought I was being punked. So I just want to preface this by saying that your single season is not a waiting season. It's a season just like any other season. And I just feel like that's really important to say before I start this story time, because a lot of people will be single and they'll miss out on the beauty of that season because they think that because they're single, it means they're waiting. You being single doesn't mean you're waiting. It's a season like any other season. So at one point in my life, I used to work as a server at Red Lobster. And I was serving this table. It was 2 men and it was 4 kids. And I served them to the best of my ability like I did with every other table. When I finished serving, they complimented me on how well I served them. And so I told them, thank you. I would love to serve you again. Come back anytime. My name is Joanne, and just ask for me. So naturally, the server was supposed to bus the table at that time, but for whatever reason, they had the host busing all the tables. So the host was about 16 years old. She was a really young girl, and she came running to me in the back as I was like getting bread for my next table. And she was like, Anna. And I was like, girl, what? Because she was like really energetic. So I was just like, girl, I don't have time. I'm working right now. And she was like, come outside. And I was like, come outside for what? And because she wouldn't tell me why I should come outside, I didn't come outside because I had to work. And if you were in the serving industry, if you've ever been or if you are in it, you know that there's no time to waste because people don't play when it comes to food. And the tips, you were working for tips. So of course I didn't go outside because she liked to play a lot and I didn't have time for that day. So she left and then she came back and then she gave me a napkin. And I was like, why are you giving me a napkin? And she was like, open it. I'm like, girl, I don't have time to play. And she was like, just open it. I opened the napkin. So finally, I decided to open the napkin. And lo and behold, what was inside the napkin? It was numbers. But I'm not going to lie to y'all, that never happened to me before. So I was just like, why are there numbers in the napkin? Like, slow girl moment, okay? I was like, what is this? And she was like, you remember the guy at the table with the chain on? I was like, yeah. She was like, he left you his number. And I was like, on a napkin? And then she was like, yeah. She was like, text him. I was like, all right, sis, relax. He just left. And I was like, I'm not texting him. I just wasn't like interested. Like I already seen him and I knew he wasn't my type. Like, yeah, he looks good. Like he had the little chain on and everything or whatever. But I just wasn't interested for some reason. I wasn't gravitating towards him. And so she just kept like pushing me like, girl, you're literally single. And like every time someone tries to talk to you, you're always like, no. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll text him. But I was like, I'm texting him when my shift was over. So my shift was over at like 10:30, but really left by like 11:20 because, you had to clean your areas, clean the tables and etc. So I texted him. When I texted the number, the person was like, who's this? And then I replied, the fact that you just gave out your number and you're already asking who's this lets me know that you give out your number very often. And he was like, no, not at all. This number is connected to like so many different things. And then he was like, who is this though? And I sent a picture of a lobster. And then he laughed. So he started texting me and was like, I think you're so beautiful. I love the way that you served us. I'd love to get to know you more and take you on a date. And then I was like, it was just replaying in my head. She was like, you're single and you're always telling everybody no. I was like, you know what? Let me just see what he's talking about. So I said, okay. He said, when are you free? I said, I'm never free. I make time. I make myself available, but I'm never free. I'm always working and I'm in school. So he said, cool. Tell me your work schedule. I'm going to open a brief parenthesis. You don't never tell no man your work schedule that you do not know. I did not tell that man my work schedule. I didn't know him. Next thing you know, people start pulling up to your job. It's the time that you work. I don't have time for that. So I was just like, okay, well, Thursdays at this time, I don't work. I'm free, whatever. Y'all know what this man did? He asked me, what's your favorite kind of cuisine? I told him, like, I'm a steak girl. I like steak. I'm not a fan of seafood, really. I just said I like steak, pasta and whatnot. I literally kid you not. It didn't even take 20 minutes. He texted me a reservation. He sent me the reservation. He sent me the dress code, what time to be there, and he said, see you there. I was like, what? Like, I wasn't really dating at that time, so like I never like experienced that before, so I thought that was very like macho of him. So I was like, okay, Mr. Sir, okay. So the day of the date comes, and I'm the type of person, like, I change my hair a lot, and like when it comes to a date, I want to have a new outfit, I want to look good, you know, best self, because how you present yourself the first time is always going to leave the last image in someone's head. So of course I got ready for the date, and you know, nails done, hair done, everything done, yada yada yada. And he texted me again the same day, you know, good morning, beautiful, can't wait to see you later, da da da, don't forget the reservation is at this time, da da, whatever. Side note, it's very important, you like, ladies, this is me, but like, if a man invites to take you on a date and he doesn't text you the whole day, the day of the date, for me, I'm not going on the date, because I need some type of confirmation that we're still going on that date. Good morning, maybe I'm having a busy day, I can't wait to see you later, or can't wait to see you later, beautiful, da da da, whatever. But if you don't text me throughout the whole day, and at the time that we're supposed to go on a date, where you at, blocked. Because we have respect for ourselves, and you set the tone for how a man loves you and respects you. No one gets to choose how they love you. You set the tone, and you get to accept if you want to receive that kind of love or not. Anyways, moving forward. I get to the venue, and I text him. He was already there ahead of me, of course. As a woman, you should be a little bit late to the date. This is just me. I'm going to make a statement. I'm looking good. I'm smelling good. You know, I'm going to come a little bit late. So I get there and I text him. I'm like, hey, I made it. He was like, okay, cool. I'm at the bar. That was red flag number 1 for me. And I'm going to tell y'all at the end of the video why. Okay, that was red flag number 1 for me. I said, okay, I'm coming in. So I took a little bit of time before I went inside. So I walk inside the establishment, and I look to my right, and he's sitting at the bar. And there were like 3 finished drinks in front of him, plus another one in his hand. I'm very observant. Like, I was observing. And then I was just like, hey. He said, hey, beautiful. And then he came by, and he tipped the person who was the bartender, and then he came over to me. But he's walking to me with a drink in his hand. So I'm like, okay, he's already on his 4th drink, and he's still standing tall, so I think this one's a drinker. So we're walking towards the front of the restaurant, because it was a little walk to move from the bar to the restaurant. He asked, do I want to sit at the bar? You never go on a date to sit at the bar, ever. Sit at a table, sit at a booth. Respect yourself. So I was like, I prefer a booth table. And so the host came, asked us where we wanted to sit. He left that up to me, and I told him he can choose. I let him lead. So he figured out where we were going to sit. We get to the table, and it wasn't chairs, so there wasn't a chair for him to pull out. The lower section had chairs, but the upper part had booths. So he let me sit first, and then he sat on the opposite side. And the server asked us, because the server already came quick, and she asked us, you know, what do you want to drink? And I said, I have a water, no ice with lemon. I always start with water or tea. And he asked me, he was like, you don't want to drink? I was like, no, I'm okay. A water and a lemon is good for right now. He insisted, like, let's get a bottle or something. I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm really okay. Like, I'm not being modest. I'm really okay, sir. This man ordered a drink for me anyways, okay? He ordered a ginger martini. And I believe he got a Henny and Coke, and then some other drink that I'm not too familiar with. Ladies, if you know, you know. That was red flag number 2 for me. The date hasn't even started yet. We're already at 2 red flags. The server proceeded to ask us, what do we want for a server? What do we want for an appetizer? And he asked me, have I ever been here before? I was like, no, I haven't. This is my first time. And so he said, is there anything like that you want to try? Me, automatically, I'm a dip person once it comes to appetizers at a restaurant. I said, oh, we can try this dip. He was like, nah, not really. I think you'll like this better. And he ordered it. Red flag number 3. So the server takes the order, and then y'all won't believe what happened next.
Interesting story, I see. Well, you know, dust yourself off and get back out there. Thanks for watching until next video.